According to medical professionals, there are 4 beverages and food combinations that raise the risk of cancer in older adults. After the age of 60, you may be at an increased risk of developing cancer if you drink certain beverages in your kitchen. The more we become older, the more sensitive our bodies become to the food that we put into them. Some beverages, unfortunately, have the potential to cause more harm than benefit to the body. Despite the fact that many of them may appear to be harmless or even a part of your daily routine, medical professionals are now publicly addressing the hidden hazards that they pose, especially with regard to the risk of developing cancer over the long term. This film examines 4 specific beverages and drink food combinations that older citizens ought to give significant consideration to. They are not rumors or fads that circulate on the internet. Recent discoveries and the advice of medical specialists who have witnessed the effects of the situation directly have provided the foundation for these ideas. But you shouldn't be concerned, since we are not here to frighten you. Our mission is to provide you more power, to safeguard your health, your vitality, and your future. It is helpful to be aware of what to watch out for so that you can make little adjustments. Keep watching this video till the very end, since the majority of individuals fail to recognize these 4 risks associated with drinking. And if you fully comprehend them at this moment, you might just be able to steer clear of one of the most common regrets that medical professionals hear from their elderly patients. Now, let's get started with this. To start, beverages that are sweetened with artificial sweeteners. Over the course of several decades, beverages that contain artificial sweeteners, such as diet sodas, sugar-free iced teas, and diet sodas, were marketed as healthier choices. This was especially true for individuals who were attempting to reduce their sugar intake, manage their weight, or control their blood sugar levels. That being said, at first glance, they might appear to be the improved option. Additionally, they do not cause a surge in your blood glucose levels, and they typically do not contain any calories. However, what a lot of elderly people don't realize is that these beverages come with their own set of hidden dangers. Dangers that can subtly cause damage to your digestive system, alter the equilibrium of your metabolism, and possibly increase the likelihood that you will get certain cancers over time. Not only can artificial sweeteners go through the body, but they also alter the interior environment of the body, particularly the microbiota. According to a nutrition researcher who once stated this, "It is only now that we are beginning to comprehend the long-term health consequences that might arise when this equilibrium is disrupted." When it comes to elderly people, who already have digestive systems and immunological function that are more susceptible to disruption, this knowledge is very relevant. For the purpose of regulating inflammation, eliminating toxic substances, and providing support for the immune system, the gut microbiome, which is comprised of trillions of bacteria in the digestive tract, performs an essential function. Artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin have been demonstrated in a number of studies to have the potential to alter the composition of the bacteria that live in the gut in ways that can lead to inflammation and disrupt the regulation of glucose levels. Even minor changes in this fragile ecology can have a significant impact on an individual who is in their 70s or 80s. These changes have the potential to create insulin resistance, low-grade chronic inflammation, and, over time, cellular habitats that are more prone to cancer. On top of that, it's not just about you. Research is currently being conducted to investigate whether there is a correlation between the prolonged consumption of artificial sweeteners and an increased risk of developing specific cancers, such as breast and bladder cancer. Even while the data is still being gathered, the level of concern is high enough that many health professionals are now advising older persons to avoid the consumption of these chemicals on a daily basis, particularly when there are natural alternatives that are safer alternative options available. You might want to try substituting naturally flavored water, herbal teas, or liquids sweetened with small amounts of honey or stevia for you if you are accustomed to reaching for a sugar-free drink or diet soda every afternoon. In the near run, your body will thank you for improving digestion and energy levels. However, In the long term, it may be able to thank you by reducing the total chance of developing chronic diseases. When it comes to artificial sweeteners, less is not only more, but it may also be preferable from a safety standpoint. The second point is that alcohol and processed meats are consumed together. When it comes to the minor pleasures of life, many people consider drinking a glass of wine or a cold beer with their dinner to be among the most enjoyable experiences. Additionally, whether that meal consists of meats such as bacon, sausage, or a charcuterie board filled with deli meats, it may appear to be the ideal combination. Researchers have identified the combination of alcohol and processed meats as a particularly hazardous combination, particularly for individuals who are over the age of 60. However, the majority of elderly citizens are unaware of this fact. A considerable increase in the chance of developing malignancies of the colon, esophagus, and stomach has been shown as a result of this combination, which has been demonstrated to enhance the creation of specific carcinogenic chemicals in the digestive system. However, when processed meats are ingested in conjunction with alcohol, the body's capacity to detoxify is hindered, and this is the point at which things begin to go wrong at the cellular level. This information was once revealed by a prominent oncologist. Despite the fact that it may sound dramatic, this is supported by scientific evidence. The preservatives nitrates and nitrites found in processed meats have the potential to produce nitrosamines, which are substances that are known to cause cancer. When they are broken down in the body, alcohol's presence in the bloodstream causes disruptions in the detoxification pathways of the liver and a reduction in the body's natural defenses. When taken together, these drugs produce a situation in which damage grows at a rate that is greater than the rate at which your body can repair it. The kind of mutations that lead to cancer can be triggered by this form of internal stress over the course of prolonged exposure to it. Consider the example of George, an 81-year-old man who takes great pleasure in his weekend routine. Sausages cooked on the grill accompanied by a glass of red wine. After he started having digestive troubles, his doctor described how this combination may have led to the inflammation that was identified in his colon. He claimed that it was his comfort food, but after he started having digestive issues, he began thinking about it. It was not necessary for George to exclude all of the meals that he enjoyed, but he did make some adjustments. He now consumes a greater quantity of fresh fish and vegetables, and when he does have a glass of wine, he chooses to pair it with meals that are lighter in weight. It is not about being miserable, but rather about becoming smarter. He stated, "Even so, I go about my evenings in a different way. I still take pleasure in them." Many persons over the age of 70 have liver function that is impaired and digestion that is slowed down. This indicates that alcohol remains in your system for a longer period of time, and the body must exert more effort in order to break down and eliminate toxic chemicals like alcohol. Include processed meats, which have already been identified as a health risk by the World Health Organization. Due to the fact that it is a Group 1 carcinogen, you are subjected to a twofold dose of the substance, which only increases in danger as you get older. Becoming more strategic is necessary, but this does not imply that you have to give up all that you take pleasure in doing. If you do consume alcohol, make sure to drink it in moderation and steer clear of combining it with processed foods. Rather than challenging your body's detoxification mechanisms, choose meals that contain whole grains, leafy greens, and lean proteins. These foods will help instead. You can let me know that you are here by leaving a comment number 2 below if you are still viewing this video and finding these insights to be helpful. It is highly recommended that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any forthcoming videos. We are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you thanks to your support. Now, let's proceed with our plans. The third item on the list is sugary soft drinks. The consumption of sugary soft drinks, which are among the liquids that are consumed the most frequently by older persons, is also among the beverages that are underestimated in terms of their potential to cause cancer. The consequences of these beverages on the body over time are not at all harmless. Despite the fact that they may feel refreshing, such as when you drink a cola with lunch or a lemon lime soda on a hot afternoon. Consuming them on a regular basis causes a perfect storm within the body, which ultimately results in chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and cellular damage. They are rich with added sugars, and when consumed, they will generate this perfect storm. That is the point at which the connection to cancer starts. An experienced dietitian previously stated that sugary beverages are not merely a source of empty calories, rather, they are actively damaging to body function, especially in older bodies that metabolize at a slower rate. The persistent increases in blood sugar may be the source of aberrant cell development. In light of the fact that it is so simple to reach for a Coke without giving it a second thought, this realization is particularly sobering. However, a significant number of elderly people are unaware of the fact that when we become older, our metabolism, gut health, and insulin sensitivity all undergo changes. That implies that the same beverage that you were able to drink without causing any harm when you were in your 30s may now be causing subtle harm to the delicate systems that your body relies on to control inflammation and wash out waste from cells. In particular, regions such as the pancreas, colon, and liver become extremely conducive to the development of malignant mutations and changes throughout the course of time. During his retirement, James, who was 76 years old at the time, would have 2 cans of soda with his lunch, exactly as he had done for many years. According to him, it was a pick-me-up for me. His doctor, however, presented him data that linked the drinking of sugary drinks on a daily basis to an increased risk of developing cancer after he experienced a health concern affecting his pancreas. My initial reaction was, no way, it's just soda. In spite of this, he quit smoking abruptly, made the move to drinking water and tea, and claims that he hasn't looked back since. I am experiencing a shift in my energies. My digestion is a lot much better. I was completely unaware of the effects that it was having on me. The amount of sugar in the product is not the only thing that raises concerns. Additionally, the caramel coloring that is used in a variety of sodas has been called into question due to the presence of substances that have the potential to cause cancer. In addition, the acidity of these beverages can cause the lining of the stomach to deteriorate, which in turn increases the danger for elderly people who already struggle with digestive disorders or acid reflux. Giving up sugary sodas does not imply giving up the ability to maintain a sense of refreshment. This means selecting beverages that not only hydrate but also repair and strengthen the natural defenses that your body already possesses. Simple substitutions, such as drinking water that has been infused with lemon, herbal teas, or sparkling water that has been tempered with a dash of genuine juice, can make a significant difference, not just for your energy levels but also for your health in the long run. A beverage that works for you, rather than against you, is something you deserve. A cup of piping hot coffee or tea comes in at number 4. Having a cup of hot tea or coffee first thing in the morning is something that many of us find to be a source of comfort. The warmth, the perfume, and the pause in silence that it creates before the day begins all contribute to the routine nature of it. The temperature, on the other hand, is a particular aspect that the majority of people seldom give any thought to. Furthermore, it has been discovered that the seemingly innocuous practice of drinking your beverage while it is still blistering hot may actually be causing more harm than good, particularly to the delicate tissues that are located in your neck and esophagus. The problem is not the tea or coffee itself, but rather the temperature. According to a prominent gastroenterologist who once stated this, injury to the lining of the esophagus caused by repeated exposure to heat raises the risk of developing cancer, particularly in people who are older. A higher prevalence of esophageal cancer has been linked to the consumption of extremely hot beverages, which are often beverages with temperatures ranging from 130 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. This warning may come as a surprise to some, but research conducted in a number of nations has made this connection clear. You are effectively scorching the inside of your throat when you drink something that is so hot. Even if you do not feel the burn right away, this persistent discomfort can, over time, cause damage to the protective lining, which can then result in inflammation, cellular alterations, and finally precancerous diseases and disorders. For this reason, it is essential to be aware that senior citizens are particularly vulnerable. When we get older, the mucosal linings of our bodies tend to get thinner and heal more slowly. What this means is that even relatively small injuries take longer to recover from, and that prolonged exposure to extremely high temperatures can cause damage to build more rapidly than it would in younger people. Henry, who was 79 years old and liked his black tea served at a boiling temperature and steeped to a strong degree, had never before considered the significance of temperature. I had the impression that it was merely a normal part of the experience. He added. His doctor, however, advised him to wait a few minutes before drinking and even to switch to warm liquids rather than hot ones once he began experiencing continuous soreness in his throat. Henry stated that at first it was unusual, but after some adjustment, I was able to adjust, and now I actually taste the flavors again. The importance of this final statement cannot be overstated. Your throat will be protected, and the richness of your beverage may be enhanced. If you wait a few minutes before drinking it, the risk of burns and long-term harm is significantly reduced when the temperature is slightly lower, and flavors become more open. To add insult to injury, new insulated mugs allow your beverage to remain warm for a significantly longer period of time, which means you won't have to speed through it in order to enjoy it hot. Those who are accustomed to sipping tea or coffee as soon as it is poured should give it a chance to settle for 5 minutes before consuming it. First, take a little sip to determine the temperature of the beverage before committing to a full mouthful. Additionally, if you indulge in hot beverages on several occasions during the day, make it a routine to slightly chill them before drinking them. In the present moment, these seemingly little adjustments might not appear crucial, yet, in the future, they might prove to be the deciding factor. Please leave a remark below. Number 4. To let me know that you are still watching this video and that you believe these insights to be helpful at this point. It is highly recommended that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any forthcoming videos. We are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you thanks to your support. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Considerations to conclude. It is time to take a step back and think about what these 4 drink-related habits actually mean now that we have discussed them. These habits are frequently ignored. There is more to them than just avoiding soda or waiting for your tea to cool down little. Increasing your awareness of how your body changes as you get older and how even seemingly insignificant decisions, such as what you drink and how you drink it, can have a significant impact on your health over the long run is the focus of these things. Because they have been doing the same thing for years, many elderly people find themselves falling into habits that they believe to be harmless. However, the mere fact that something is familiar does not necessarily mean that it is still providing you with benefits. Therefore, what was it that stood out to you the most? Is it the unexpected risk that comes with drinking sugary beverages? Can you tell me about the hidden dangers of processed foods and alcohol? Is it possible that the damage caused by scorching hot tea is more subtle? Consider this your mild prod to take a deeper look at the routines you follow on a regular basis. Regardless of whose it was, not out of a sense of shame, but rather out of curiosity and concern. It's possible that you have more control than you might imagine. Additionally, when you have more knowledge, you are able to perform superiorly. Defeating cancer is not an impossible task for you. You do not remain mired in the same routines. Despite this, you are still developing, gaining knowledge, and making decisions that are beneficial to your health. There is never a time when it is too late to protect oneself. It is not uncommon for the process to begin with something as uncomplicated as pouring your beverage. This may be a little colder, or you could try drinking water instead of soda. These options add up to a total Your life could be extended and the quality of your days could be improved as a result of the impact that they have. You are really welcome to be here with us today. We are eagerly anticipating your response. What is one thing that you have learned today and how do you intend to apply it in your life? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We value the thoughts that you have shared with us. Don't be afraid to pass them along to others. The act of reading your comments provides us with a great deal of inspiration and encouragement. Please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others if you found it entertaining and informative. We are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you thanks to your support. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you during the next video.